Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I know people have other meetings to go to. I do too, as a matter of fact. We're going to take up, first of all, Chairman Willer, we're going to take up Chairman Harbin's bills here first. He was in line first, so. Okay. I'm looking for him in my. As soon as we get these bills passed out, we have two bills by Chairman Harbin. We're going to take up first have been brought to us due pass recommendation from the Telecommunications Committee. All right, Chairman Harbin, what do you want to take up first? You tell me. 280. All right. All right, present your bill.
House Bill 280, we're working off the substitute LC 361856S. This is the most recent substitute of the many that we've done. This bill, this is a 911 bill. It's simply does a couple of things. The first thing you'll see on page 2, line 25, is just where we're redefining the benefits that the counties or that the 911 system can pay for. It's just clarifying, I think, that definition so that you do pick up those employee benefits for those people who simply work for the 911 system. But then we're also changing the bill to allow for reserves to be spent beyond just the four walls, which is where they are spent today, if you have a fully enhanced 911 system. And again, I want to reiterate that means that they can locate every call, telephone, landline, or cellular in their county when that call is made. And so there are only a few counties in the state that are fully enhanced today. Hopefully this will encourage more to do that, but this allows them, if they're a fully enhanced 911 system, to use that money outside of the four walls, not just in the center, but they can purchase the radios, the towers, things like that are still enhancing the 911 system. They're still a part of the public safety process and the system that we are trying to put in place. So it's very simply, that's all we're doing, and we're still limiting it. It's still public safety issues. We're not trying to expand it out where they can use it for things that the 911 money should not be spent on. This does not raise the $1.50 fee that is currently in law. That's still in law. It just allows those counties that are building up these reserves and have already put in the enhanced systems to be able to do some other things. Instead of having to go into their general fund, possibly raise taxes, they can use that to continue to enhance their 911 system within the county and their public safety.
Very good.
And that's it.
Thank you. I think about everybody here in the committee was in the subcommittee. It's been very thoroughly vetted. I know that through the subcommittee process. But if any members have any questions of the author? See no questions of the author. We have, if I have the right one here, we have LC 361856S. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Committee substitute to House Bill 280. What's the pleasure of the committee? We have a motion to do pass and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of committee substitute House Bill 280 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This bill passes, and Chairman Harper, you can take it on the Rules Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We have House Bill 304 by Chairman Harbin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill came out yesterday out of subcommittee. If you'll see line 18 and line 23, we are just changing wireless telecommunications in the 911 Act to include the words, we're striking wireless telecommunications and adding telephone service. All of our telephone providers or communications providers in the state are supposed to register and pay into the 911 system. There are a few who are trying to avoid it, and we think by clarifying this language, This will bring everyone in so that they're all on an equal playing field, and they will all pay into the 911 system, or they all collect to pay into the 911 system instead of having a few that are bypassing it today.
Okay. This bill was also thoroughly vetted through the subcommittee process. Any questions of Chairman Harbin? I don't see any. We have LC 352102, House Bill 304. What's the pleasure of the committee? We have a do pass and a second. Second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chairman Harbin, House Bill 304 is approved with a do pass recommendation. You can take it on to the Rules Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Now we have another bill here by Chairman Willard, but I don't know if we have the. Okay.
I can walk them through.
Okay, you can walk them through it? Okay. I'm not sure what the bill number. What's the bill number on that? 256. Okay, Chairman Willard, if you would present your bill.
Chairman, members of the committee, the bill before you, 256, is to address a deficiency we have along with regard to the prepaid purchase of minutes by cell phone carriers. You know, what you have is a great number of people, a large segment of the population, do not have maybe monthly accounts, but they have need time to time purchase minutes. The law requires that they purchase those minutes, and there will be an additional payment of 75 cents, which is a cost. Attention that came out of your subcommittee.
Okay. We do not, the sub, there is no sub. We don't have one.
One was to be made, it hasn't been brought in yet.
Right. We had a full committee hearing on this bill yesterday.
Yesterday, yes, sir.
Subcommittee hearing on
Right.
this bill yesterday. So we are going to have to move that amendment, provided that everybody understands it. Do the members of the committee understand the amendment, and are there any questions of the members about the amendment? Okay. Representative Hamilton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Would you mind just reading that paragraph as it would be after amended? It'd be easier for me to follow it that
I'll
way.
read it and see if I can.
Right, thank you.
That's the way to do it. Prior to calculating the distributions to county and municipal governments as provided in this subsection, comma, the commissioner shall subtract an amount not to exceed 2% of remitted charges to defray the cost of administering and distributing funds from the prepaid wireless 911 service, period. Such amount shall be paid into the general fund of the state treasury, period. That's what we read. I think it does the same thing, it just clarifies the charge and what's to be done with it.
Okay. Representative Hamilton, you okay?
Yes,
Okay. Any other questions? Number 15, that's Representative Martin.
Real brief, Chairman. So the intent, as amended, would be to allow the Revenue Department to keep their portion and not have it in the appropriations process?
No, sir.
It's the opposite of that.
It's the opposite, yeah.
Okay, that's just what I wanted to be clear on.
Clarifying that, right.
Yeah, not have it in front of me to actually look down.
Correct.
Right. There was question as to whether or not they could actually keep it, correct? I mean, so
That's
the
been-
amendment effectively puts it in the general
That's
fund.
right. It clarifies the fact it goes to the general fund.
Follow up in conversation we held it the first day with the Revenue Department. The Revenue Department wished me to, on their behalf, state they understood they were part of the appropriations process. Would hope that they would realize this is going to provide additional work for them to process the form, process another bucket of money, and they just asked that they be included in the appropriations process. They understand the process and just wanted to air that, and I told the Commissioner and Deputy Commissioner I would do that for them.
Okay. Further questions of the members? Anyone else? Okay. Like I said a minute ago, we had a full subcommittee hearing on this bill yesterday, but are there any members of the public that are here today that would like to comment on the change? Any members of the public here today who would like to comment on the proposed change? Anyone? Going once, going twice.
One last comment, Mr. Chairman, just so I be sure the committee understands. This is a proposal and bill that is supported by the cities, the counties, as well as the telephone providers who are the collectors of this fee.
Okay. Representative Martin, one more time.
Mr. Chairman, I was just going to move on the item when you're prepared. So
Okay. Well, we're about to that time now. The way Representative or Chairman Parsons does it is he moves the bill and then adopts the amendment. I do it opposite, but we're going to do it his way today since this is his committee. So, well, hold on, but it is going to be a sub. But what we're technically doing is we're offering up an amendment in full committee. Okay, we're going to amend the bill right now in full committee. So what I'm asking for right now is, can I have a motion on House Bill 256 LC 189720T? Now what I'm going to do is hopefully get a motion in a second, and then during the discussion phase we will offer up the amendment and amend the bill at that time. So can I get at this time? This time would be the time for a motion on, moved by Chairman Harbin, seconded by Representative Dudgeon. Okay. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Representative Martin.
I think under discussion, Mr. Chairman, I would like to move the adoption of the amendment as read by the author of the bill, Chairman Willard. If that amendment passes, I would then ask that the committee adopt the original motion by committee substitute, that it do pass by committee substitute as amended if the amendment passes.
Okay.
I would ask the maker of the original motion to accept that as an amended motion.
Okay. Does everybody understand the posture we're in right now? We've got a motion on the original question, on the original bill, but we now have an amendment. Okay. The amendment that offered up by Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
It will be when we amend it.
It will be when we amend it, and I think it just
All right,
came
we
in.
just had the bill in.
Yeah. Okay, everybody sit tight. We may be able to do this without a lot of pain. Well, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to pass out the committee substitute to the members of the committee and the members of the public. Then what we will do is I'll give you a minute to look over it to make sure it's like what we think it is based on the discussion we've just had. And then at that point, what I will probably do is ask the committee to adopt the committee sub, and then we will move it. Okay, that's what we will do. So it is being passed out right now. So we're gonna sit tight for about 2 minutes. I'm gonna let everybody have a chance to take a look at it to make sure it is as we think it is, and then we'll pick back up here in just a second. Okay. Chairman Harbin has withdrawn his previous motion, which means we are now back to square one. Now, what I would like to entertain, or actually what I'm going to ask the committee now is there objection to adopting the committee substitute, which is LC 189841TS. Is there objection to adopting the committee substitute? Chair hears none. We are now working off of the committee substitute. So now would be the appropriate time to move that bill. Anyone? Chairman Harbin moves. Do I have a second? Representative Baker. Any further discussion? Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor of, I assume your motion was due pass, Chairman Harbin. Okay. Motion of due pass on LC 189841TS. Please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. And the motion carries. And that's going to move on to rules. Chairman Willard, congratulations. If there is, Chairman Parsons has decided that he's going to withhold 332, I think is the other one that we had maybe on the agenda today, until a later time. So with that, unless there is any more business that the committee needs to take up, we will stand adjourned without objection.